Welcome, my friends. 𝗕𝗘𝗢𝗢𝗧𝗏 here. Tales of the Darkside, episode 54.
Damn.
54, Jay.
54. God damn, that's a lot of shows.
That is a lot of shows, my friends.
A lot of content.
Yeah. Listen, Mario is... Where is Mario today?
Mario's at a comic book convention with Second Brother in LA. They are doing it big. California love big time.
They are, right? They are doing, what is it, LA Comic-Con, I think?
I think that's what it is, yep.
Yeah, I sent him the link. I doubt he'll be able to connect because he's hanging out with everybody, and, they probably have crappy service. It'd be kind of cool to see some stuff, but, whatever.
Absolutely, yeah.
So tonight, it's going to be me and Jay.
Hey.
That's it. It's a two-man crew, right?
Let's do it.
Yeah, man, two-man. I mean, I was going to invite some more people, but then I thought, a lot of people kind of already, discussed the things that happened this week.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, well, you don't really want to waste, people's time if they're have already addressed it and this and that, So I was like, well, we'll just roll it, man. Because I didn't really have a chance to talk much this week either. I was busy as well. And I missed yours on Thursday. And, well, let's see who's in the chat real quick, man, before
let's do it.
We get it going here. We got Matthew Smith. Hey, hello from Scotland. That's awesome, dude. He's a big fan of the channel. So I have a question. We see Indiana Jones is coming out next year. Do you think they will do two indies, an old and a de-aged? That's my hope, man. Yeah. That is my hope.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Because they could just reissue or 2.0 a young version, and then because they've done a sculpt for Force Awakens. Harrison Ford, he's kind of older, Yep. Well, he is older. Right. So, and then they've already done the older indie. So I'm sure with a little bit of tweaks on both of those, that'd be good, man. That'd be good. Damn it, Spock in the house. Just Marvel discussion tonight. Then, well, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Ash Chase also in the house. Toku Collector. Bro, I'm still at work. He's always at work. I know, Sean. Maybe if you get back in time, you can come on in. Peyton, what is good, my man? We got Lane Kramer. William Owens, Mr. Moms, Collectibles, Universal Key, Carlito. What's good, everybody? DT Artman, Christian Detours,
yes.
AJ, my man. What is good? Mary Sullivan, Renz, Talentino, my man. Good evening, Anthony, brother cousins, the Grail King.
The Grail King.
And everyone in the chat, man. If I miss anybody, my apologies. I got CT603, my man. What is good? What's in the house as well. Valiant Archer, Chuck G, what is good?
Yo.
Good for health as well. Xiao also in the house. Yeah, it's a little bit of a... How do we get into this, man? It's a Marvel week.
It is. It's
a Marvel week.
5 drops. 5 Marvel drops. Jesus.
Yeah. And a lot of people were tripping on that, right? Because they're like, how come so much shit's coming out? And you know how it is, man. Every December we get bombarded.
Yes.
Always happens. Every year, dude. Every year it's something. So, and I don't think they're not stopping. They're not stopping. But Andrew James, real quick, my man, with the $5 super chat, my dude. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you so much.
Yo, what's good, guys? Nothing, man. We're talking about your favorite franchise, dude. Marvel. Because now he's back in the Marvel.
Yeah, I'm seeing them Iron Man figures, man.
I'm seeing that. Yeah, I know. And it's like, what? Hey, listen, it happens. It happens. Oh. Mario got rid of all his, and then he's back in it.
He's back in. Oh.
I mean, I got rid of all my MCU. I'm not coming back,
dude. But come on, I know. You liking that Hulk, not Hulkbuster, but that what is it called?
Hydra Stomper.
Hydra Stomper. There we go.
I will share my feelings on that one.
Okay.
And my justifications for getting it. Because I mean, hell, I can tell you right now. I mean, we can really get into it. I mean, it doesn't. What do I have it here? I know I have it here. Let's start with it.
Let's start with it. Yes.
Yeah. Let's start with it, man. Let's start with this. Now, I've listened to a little bit, right? Some of our friends and colleagues and peers this week.
Yeah.
You know, because I tune, you know, I still tune into everybody, even if I'm working. You know, you can put it on the background if I'm working or whatever. And it seems to me most people aren't digging it.
Really?
From what I can kind of hear, right? It sounded like a lot of people were just kind of like, well, it's cool, but it's not really for me, or something along those lines for the majority. I want to hear your thoughts, man, before I break into this shit. I mean, what is your honest opinions on this? And is this something you're going to absolutely get or no?
Well, so here's the thing. I bought I went to my local comic store and I saw Captain Carter. And I was like, you know what? I like the idea of it. I like the idea of a female Captain America. Let me go ahead and grab it. So I grabbed it. I took it home. I didn't even open it. I pulled up a slipcover and I was like, you know what? This ain't for me. It's not for me. So I passed it along to my female, my younger female cousin. She really wanted it. She digs Marvel. She's all in the MCU. So I was like, here you go. Here's your first hot toy. Here's your gateway drug. She loves it. Then this comes out.
Like right after, right?
And I'm like, I knew this was going to happen. That photo right there. I love the way this thing looks. I mean, it's a great value piece. $625 shipped. You're looking at maybe about $665, something like that. Right. And you're getting a figure. You're getting a full figure, a full 1/6 scale figure, and you're getting this massive behemoth, which is taller than the Hulkbuster, and more articulation than the Hulkbuster. Yes, it's not die cast. It's plastic. I'm sure it feels a little plasticky, but I'm sure there's probably a little bit of metal joints somewhere in there, and die cast joints in there or whatever. It looks good. It looks damn good and very hard to deny. And I know like that whole 1940s, that whole World War II like aesthetic just looks badass, man. It looks good. It's very hard to deny. And then and even Steve, the figure himself. I mean,
yeah, let's not forget it's a figure too.
He's a full-fledged figure. The flight suit is dope. The turtleneck looks good. And then even though what I said about Captain Carter, paired up with this right here, and the three of them, it's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal set. Anybody that loves Marvel, like just that right there.
I know this is the one.
This is the color.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anybody that comes in your display or whatever, anybody comes in and they see that, they're gonna be like, "Damn, what is this?" Now, on the flip side with this is where I know me and other people get a little messed up, because this is a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and once again, I like it a lot, but I also got to think in the back of my mind, all that is going to come next year. We're talking about an Ecto-1. We're talking about another DeLorean, which is imminent, which is like
imminent, dude. It is on the way. Like,
and I didn't like do payment plans. So when it drops, that's like a damn near $1,000 gone. So
you know what? We'll talk about that too. We will. I'll bring that up. But go ahead. Sorry.
Absolutely. So I'm thinking about space. I know a lot of us are getting 𝗦𝗔𝗩𝗘 cases. A lot of us are moving on to, making cases and all that stuff now. I think we're moving. A lot of collectors are moving out of the DTOFs because of pieces like this. And even though you may have a DTOF for you have a 𝗦𝗔𝗩𝗘 case or a bigger case or whatever, this demands a lot of space. Is this something that you're going to like for the moment and then sell off? And I know that's what I tend to do. So I'm working against myself. So as much as I like it, I think I'm not going to say I'm not going to get it, but I'm going to take my time to get it. If it's around and money is around to get it, then I'll get it. But if I miss out on it, I miss out on it. It's not dire. A DeLorean, another DeLorean, officially hover converted DeLorean is dire for me.
That's like priority one right there.
Number one priorities. This is secondary. This is beautiful and great, but it's not a priority in my collection. And then if I get this and I get those three, do I stop there, or do I get more of the What If line? So it's a lot of caveats with this. So I'm still thinking about it to answer your question. I know that was a real long answer, but
no, it's okay. It's you and me tonight, man. So like, you got the spotlight, bro. Like we're just talking shop with everybody in the chat, man. So by all means, there's nobody next in line waiting to speak. It's you and me, bro. We're riffing on this. I mean, you made a lot of good points. What are your negatives though? Like, what's the cons?
I mean, the cons about it, I mean, that's it. It demands a lot of space.
Just this, the real estate.
It's the real estate. And is this a piece that I'm going to fall out of love with as more things come? Because there's a lot of stuff coming next year. Not even to mention, like, I'm thinking about picking up a couple of statues. Like that Prime 1 Catwoman, dude, you know.
Statues?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
Maybe
no, man. No. That's the line.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
All right.
Love it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I get it, dude. Because look, I love statues. I fucking love statues, but it's just I don't have the space.
Yep.
I mean, realistically, one could argue and be like, well, yeah, if you got rid of all your 6 scale, maybe.
Yeah.
But then you're no longer, you know, because like you have these, because you bring up a point which is interesting, is that like we get into, and look, I'll get back to the Hydra Stomper, but you get into the point where you're talking about like one of the cons here is the real estate, right? And especially when we're talking about, you know, an Ecto 1 coming, we're talking about a DeLorean coming. Whether or not you're invested into Yoast over at Jazz Inc., right, with all his vehicles coming.
Exactly.
We're entering, and it's not to say that we haven't had vehicles in the past, right? We've had the 89, we've had the Mark 1 DeLorean, etc., you know, Tumbler. But it feels like there's, you know, and now we got Bark Speeders, we got ATRTs.
Yep.
I don't want to necessarily say that the hobby is changing, but it's getting more robust with larger pieces.
Yeah. It's becoming
so I think
more
you're right. Right. So I feel like people are kind of phasing or trying to phase out of DTOFs. You know, a lot of people that's, you know, you start with some DTOFs. It's just usually how it goes. Yep. Eventually you either get Moji cases, you build your own, you know, whatever, you know, so on and so forth. So with that, it's like, you know, statues could be that too, right? You'd have to have a large thing. But I feel like with all of this stuff that's happening in at least 6 scale world, people are going to have to start doing that type of stuff. They're going to start having to make room for this. I feel like a lot of people may not want, the Hydra Stomper for that reason, right? Because it's big. And where are you going to put it, right? Like you said, I think it's a couple inches taller than the Hulkbuster.
This thing is damn near 2 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 22 inches, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, Iron Giant vibes with this. Yeah, I remember that. Dude, totally.
Yes.
So I don't know, man. Like, for me, look, because like I said, I understand that some people look at this and they say, well, it looks animated. And it does. Yep. You know, it's very matte colors, you know. It's got that, I don't know the word I'm looking for here. You know what I'm talking about, though. I don't want to say it's like washed out.
Cell shaded type of look. Yep. Yeah.
It has that more of a, you know, matte finish and stuff. But at the same time, I look at it and I say, for me, it's like World War II, so I think that's really cool.
Yes.
Always been a fan of World War II. Secondly, I feel like for my Marvel collection, the majority of such, as you know, is comic books.
Yep.
And while this is technically a you know, an animated show, it still has that comic vibe to it, though, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like I can add all 3 of these figures together, right? Because I'll get Carter as well. Yeah. I mean, you kind of have. Well, for this, I would say you would have to.
If it tells a story, you know what I'm saying?
It's that story.
Yeah. It's that story. So she's kind of essential.
Yeah. Now, make no mistake. If you're just such a big fan of this Hydra Stomper, you don't need her. Right? Yeah. Don't go out and blow more money if you're feeling like you're not feeling it. But if, like you're saying, if I want to tell that story, that is the representation. Boom. Like,
look at that. Yep. And then the colors contrast. I mean, that it is all the one drawback of it. It's all green. You know, it's all green, even with Cap. Well, not Cap, but with Steve. It's, you know, it's all green. When you add in Carter there, it gives you that necessary pop of color, and it just
You're right, because they're both that kind of olive drab army green.
Exactly.
You know, both the Stomper and Steve. So you're right. And then you've got the Britain colors there, and it's just like it pops, man. It does. Shasha says I would rather put my Cap First Avenger with it. That could be cool.
Ooh.
I mean, you guys really could do something like that, because I mean the Stomper itself. If you took away Steve here, for example, if we just looked at, you know, there, perfect. Like that could technically work with, I think, the real life counterpart Hot Toys that we're used to.
Yeah.
Right, because it doesn't really look. Well, I mean, what defines this as cartoony? The eye, the square eyes, and the square mouth. I mean, if you take it away, you could be like, this was a piece of armor in a TV show or in a movie.
Yeah. I really don't get. I mean, it kind of works outside. It works because at the end of the day, it's still in a 3D space, so it still works. So it will work with any. You know, if your first Avenger, Captain America, it will work perfectly. I never even thought about it from that point.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea. Absolutely.
But Mario, El Profesoro,
hey,
my man, I hope you're having a good time at the convention, hanging out with the homies, man. Sorry you couldn't be here tonight, but obviously it's for a good cause, so that's pretty badass. 1/6 Star Wars Pimpazoid says people are saying it looks too toyish, kind of like a Marvel Legend. Yeah, and that's what I was hearing, but then I thought, well, you know, you could kind of say that with a lot of the recent figures too, though. Right? I mean, like, remember when they dropped the Thor Love and Thunder figures, right? Jane Foster and Thor, and I was like, what? Those are like giant Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
So I guess it's really collecting 6-scale figures in general. I mean, I guess I can go into statues and other things, but since this is kind of the world that we inhabit, I feel that, you know, when you're collecting 6-scale figures of any manufacturer, right, any company, that it's a very subjective hobby that we're in, right?
Absolutely.
It's really one of those. I mean, I'm trying to think of an example of like what is more objective versus, you know, subjective in this type of collecting world or hobby, because like I could say, you know, that Thor looks amazing, which I didn't. You know, I said it looks like a Marvel Legends.
Right.
But somebody else could just be like, well, this is badass. I absolutely love this figure. I love the way it looks. And that's cool, right? That's, you know, so it's so polarizing with every announcement or every release that you may like something and I'm like, I don't think so.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But the thing of it is, people also have to understand that, yes, this is from an animated TV show. So it is going to look a little bit more toyetic than what we're used to getting from Hot Toys. Hot Toys is about that realism. This is based off an animated piece. So yeah, it's going to look a little toyetic. It's going to look more toyetic than other Hot Toys. So, but if it's not for you, it's not for you. I'm
absolutely right.
You know, I'm kind of 50-50 on What If. Personally, I thought 50% of it was good. The other 50% of it was just okay. But it for me, it's not. It really doesn't. I could take it or leave it in my collection. Where I'm collecting, 'cause I collect mostly everything from the movies. I know this is part of the MCU, but it's an offshoot of the MCU. I don't really need to go and get it. You need to go and get it. It's just the thing that looks cool, but you know.
That's really the only reason for me in general. Like, it's not like this is something I love. Like you said, like What If was, you know, it's a decent animated series, right? It's half of it was decent, in my opinion. The other half was, not that great.
Yeah.
But that's not why I'm into it, right? That's not why I'm like, oh, I got to get it. It's that World War II. Excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. It's that World War II vibe. You know, it just has that aesthetic to me that just kind of clicks, and then it fits with the comic book stuff for me. So that's why it's like, ooh, I must get it. Like, I will probably not get, I don't know, other what if figures that they release, right? I mean, the zombie cap, I would.
Zombie, see, and that's the thing. Zombie, see, that's where it gets a little tricky because with me, it would be this because I enjoyed this first entry of the of What If. I enjoyed this story. I thought it was cool. So I can definitely. So if I was to go in, I would go in on all 3 pieces from this particular episode. Then if they do a Star-Lord T'Challa, I gotta get that. That's just I gotta get that. Outside of and then the zombie cap you spoke of, but out of those pieces, I would, like I said, when it comes to that, I would cherry pick. I don't need to get the whole line. I wouldn't feel compelled to get the whole line, but just cherry pick a couple of them and just keep it moving from there.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's probably something I would do too. I mean, the what ifs are kind of neat too because they're kind of they're like literally a what if scenario, right? So that's how you get a T'Challa Star-Lord, for example, right? So if you're and never mind the fact that it might be Black Panther and all the other things associated with it, but just in general, right? It's like her Captain Carter, same thing. You're like, what? Right? It's what if Captain America was if she was injected with this, that's kind of cool just as a collecting aspect. So I don't know how deep I would go into what if in that respect, but I appreciate that it's an outside of the box type of figure. Like pretty much all of them, right? I mean, the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, kind of, but it doesn't. I don't think that pops, say, as much as something like this or T'Challa Star-Lord or something like that.
It is so many, and I passed on that when that was announced. I was like, I'm gonna pass on it because it's so many damn Spider-Man figures that's out there. It's like, okay, it's just in my opinion, it's just another one, and it's so
Spider-Man with a Doctor Strange cape.
But the thing that also pissed me off about it is it's not exactly accurate because he didn't have the damn mask on in the episode. Like I think maybe once. So I really would have felt better if they actually gave us an animated head sculpt with that figure because that's just me. If I'm getting something from the show, I want it to be exactly from the show. I think that was a missed opportunity.
Oh, I agree. That absolutely. But I feel like, and we'll probably wrap on this guy in a minute, but it is so interesting because it's not an everyday figure, right? Like you said, I mean, it's bigger than the Hulkbuster. It's a large, it's something that I think no matter what demands respect, whether you like it or not, just because it's something massive and different than just a regular 12-inch figure, So it's making its marks, right? You can consider this like any other kind of vehicle, right? It's something massive. So people have, like you said, you have to consider the real estate.
Yes.
Do you like the show? Do you like the piece aesthetically? There's a lot of people that love the Clone Wars, and they were all enamored by the Anakin and Obi-Wan, the sideshow figures, right? The clone, because they're animated,
right?
So I feel like those probably wouldn't fit like with the Hot Toys Star Wars. Maybe some troopers, maybe, I don't know, but. So I get that too. You have to factor that in. You're like, is this going to fit in my collection? Regardless, like if I do like it, then where do I put it, right? Because it may not work with your style, right?
Exactly. I totally agree with that. And I think that's the biggest thing. When I first saw it, that was the thing because I was falling into those bad habits, and I'm bringing them up a lot. I'm like, if you see something in the store, just because you see it or you have money for it, don't necessarily buy just because you can, because that may bite you in the ass in the long run. So make sure this is something. My thing is, if you love What If or you're really enamored by this piece, then go for it. But make sure it's something that you really want because the hype is here for it today. But as we all know how Marvel is, Marvel constantly moves and constantly changes. And this is cool today. But will it be cool and worth, what we pay for it in the next couple of years? Think about that too. And you don't want to shell out $625, $655 or whatever, this thing costs. And then you figure, oh, I don't like it. I think, you know what? I think I'm going to get me a DeLorean, or I think I'm going to get, another big piece that demands.
Well, that's the problem too, right? Because it does demand that high ticket price.
Exactly.
So you want to make sure that you actually like it, and you're like, all right, No, I think the character in the show, you know, it was cool. I enjoyed it, but it's nothing like. It's an interesting thing. Like I said, I'm more into this because of what it is aesthetically and how unique it is versus, you know, if I loved like the original trilogy Star Wars, I pick up an original trilogy, like no questions asked, right?
Right.
Because of the passion there. I don't have that with the What If show, but it's a cool, unique looking piece that's going to fit well with the comics. So that's where I'm kind of like, that's badass. My dear Mandalorian Huntress in the house. How are you?
What's up?
Good evening, Mafia and brother cousins. Yes, my dear. I do appreciate you coming in, as we're mostly talking Marvel, but you know. And Carlos says, yeah, it's awesome. I just don't think it looks great. And I totally get that, bro. Like a lot of people, that's a general consensus, right? It's like, it's kind of animated. Maybe it looks kind of like a giant toy or something. You know, like I get that. Like I totally get that.
Especially
I think
like,
it looks cool.
Because I know one thing with Carlos. I know he likes a lot of like realistic looking stuff, you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. If you're more into the realism of Hot Toys, the realism of it, this may not be for you because it's based off of animated property. And I mean, that's one of the disconnects with me too with it. It looks cool, but outside of the Hydra Stomper, and I look at Steve, I still think Steve looks cool, but at the end of the day, yes, it's based off a cell shaded animated character. It's not
right. You know, it's not a Chris Evans life like sculpt and that type of. So I totally get that it's not for everybody. Fat Batman might do it. What's up, brother? He said, "What's up, everyone?" At a Christmas party, just dropping by to say, "Hey, well, my man, I appreciate it, man. I hope you have a good night. You know, good Christmas party that time of season, my man." Sean's still at work. I don't know why Sean's always in my chat, bro. You know, he says it all the time. He's still at work across the street from my apartment. So, if you get home, man, you can come on. But he says, I want that too. It would be awesome. I think, Sean, you have you do. That's right. You do. He has the Legends, the Marvel Legends version.
Oh, wow. Cool. Yeah. So somebody later, this piece is definitely for him.
Oh, you know what? This dude says he's home. Well, how about I send him an invite?
Let's get him on in here.
Yeah, because it's been a while since Sean has been on. And if he would like to come on, I would like to see you, Sean. And I'm sure people in the chat. It's been a while since I've seen you, man. So I sent you a link, brother. But yeah, it is cool. And yeah, he does have that one. He has my chat's wigging out on screen. I don't know what's going on, guys. That was weird. Yeah, he does have that one, though. He does have the Legends. And it looks cool. But for me, you know, as a 6-skill collector, it's like, you know, let's do it. You know, badass. So, anyway, we'll I guess we can move on from that guy. I think Sean may be popping in. We're gonna find out. He's got a setup and whatnot, so we'll see on that one. I just think Miles looks great. Which Miles is it? The one that you're talking about, Jay?
I think he's talking about the Into the
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse Miles, which once again that's based off of a animated piece, but I look at that figure, I'm looking at the execution, I'm looking at how the clothes fitted, how you can remove the clothes and add other outfits. That figure, in my opinion, harkens back to the Hot Toys of old in a way, when they put a lot of shit in the box. So that's why that figure has high marks with me. Also, the movie was great. For me, it has to be the property. I have to love the property that it's based off of. What If was 50-50 for me. It just was. Enter the Spider-Verse, I mean, literally had me in the tears in the theater. I mean, it was a beautiful movie. It was something that I never thought, you know, that I would see. So that's why that piece speaks to me. But also, I think the figure itself is well executed. Like I said, it's harkens back to the Hot Toys of old, in my opinion. So.
I totally get that. I mean, I don't have the figure, but I've seen it a bunch from you guys and whatnot. It does look pretty badass. I enjoyed the movie for what it was. I just was, as animation and, graphics design. Like it blew me away. I was like, all right, this is really engaging for me. Like I just enjoyed visually watching it. I mean, the story is whatever. You're not there really for the story so much as, it's the animation. It was really, really good, man. My man, I think it's totally valid to like it for the World War II aspect. I think, though, for the price, I'd rather have something more authentic. or at least more detailed than cell shading. I totally get that too.
I get that. Yeah.
You know, because I have well, I've been kind of getting rid of some of them, but I have a lot of the
Like
Ditko, you know, Saving Private Ryan, some World War II figures.
You still have those, right?
I still have a few.
Okay.
I sold 3 of them. I have another 3 that I'm getting rid of. I just don't have the space, and it was like, you know, as much as I like it, out the door. You know,
badass. Those are badass.
They are really cool, and I love World War II, man. But you know, it's not like it's not fitting with like where I'm going, as I've been curating my collection over, you know, just as the course of you know how it goes. So it's very interesting. I want to bring this up, but real quick, man, what, my dude? Thank you so much, man. The $5 super chat says, I never thought I would get an animated figure, but Miles' figure is my favorite in the collection. Damn. All right.
A good figure. It's a good.
And you guys keep saying
it's fun once you put your hands on it and start pose. It's unbelievable.
It's just fun. Like it's a fun like
it's just as fun as the homemade suit Spidey. It's just the same level of fun with that figure. Pose the hell out of it, and you can just it's a good figure, man.
Okay. Because this, so I do lean on realism more, and it takes a lot for me to like an animated figure. Miles from Into the Spider-Verse is just amazing, so hard not to like.
There you go.
Well, see that? Yeah, see, I don't have him, and you guys keep making me think about it because it could fit kind of with the comic line over there, you know. And then, but my main thing is how you were saying it's so agile, right? You can pose really pose him, and I think that'd be fun to take photos. You know?
Yes.
I gotta have a lot of fun mixing it up and whatnot. So I don't know yet. I don't know.
Like pose you can't put that figure on. Seriously.
See, that's badass, man.
It's a good
only because, you know, like I have, you know, I had the homemade suit, and that was, you know, not the best looking figure. Let's be real. I mean, he's just wearing.
That's why I sold mine, because it was fun, but it was like, okay.
Right. He's just wearing sweatpants, bro. And like, you know, he's all right, but I could pose the shit out of him.
Yes.
So I had a lot of fun with that. Two Ferns, what's up, my dude? Says, Mafia, are you getting the what if figures? The ones we were just talking about here, yeah. I'm gonna get the Hydra Stomper and Captain Carter at some point. Yeah. Not quite yet, but again, these are 2021 or 2021 announcements, so I know they're gonna be around for a little while. You know, so I'm not in like a rush of, you know, going out to pick those up just yet, but they will be coming into the collection at some point.
Be able to get a good deal on those. I really see that. Yep.
I think so. There was already some great deals on Captain Carter already.
Yeah.
And she's not been out that long. So in that respect. But thank you, my man. Man, what? The $2 super chat as well. Thank you, my dude. It says Mafia, get Miles. All right, well, we'll see. We'll see. The problem is I get Miles and I get Gwen.
Yeah.
Because then they could just kind of chill, and that's that representation right there on the comic side of it, you know, in the shelf. Like
exactly.
So I'm not too sure. Just we'll see, man. There's so much good shit too, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's so hard when we have so much stuff coming. And I want to bring this up we'll touch on it since you brought it up, right? Because that was, now you know me, right? I'm like you, but you already got the one up on me, man, because you already got the DeLorean.
Yep.
You know, I didn't get the first one. I didn't think in a million years this was going to come out.
I didn't either.
And then we spoke about it.
Yep.
And you know, when it popped, dude, it was like, holy shit, like it was awesome. And you know, I pre-ordered mine.
Yep.
So, you know, the word is around, you know, when you try to pre-order it now, it only gives you 3-month payment plan. I had an 8-month, I think, payment plan at the time, right?
Yep.
So not only that, it's now expected to ship January, bro, to April.
3 weeks. 3 weeks to get your affairs in order.
Yeah, like, because, like, we don't know, you know, Sideshow's been just mixing it up, you know, it's been a crazy year, you know, everything's been changing since early, you know, late last year, about a year from now, about 12 months from now, right?
Yep.
Things have been changing a lot. And when you look at something like this, you know, when Sideshow would say, hey, you know, January to March or something along those lines, usually that meant that January is like when it was released in Hong Kong.
Exactly.
And then we would have a few month lag time, you know, until Sideshow was able to,
you know, get some money together and, you know, get it paid off, or you had some time. Not anymore.
Right.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, man. Not anymore. Real quick, Smiley's one where I get my figures from. It really depends. I mean, most of it I'll get through Sideshow, to be honest with you. It just really depends on, like I said, last year was much different. We're in a completely different world now. I've been saying this shit all year. You get those who watch know what I'm talking. Like, you know, you've heard me say it. Like, things have been changing. Whereas last year, I wouldn't say more often than not, but often enough, I would order my figures overseas, because at the time it didn't cost me personally like too much more.
Yeah,
and I would, you know, like for example, Marty, right? You remember Marty? I got Marty first batch, Hong Kong.
Yep.
You know, did my review like right away. I just love Back to the Future. And it because of that, you know, it was like, shit, he's out right now. I don't want to wait 3 months for Sideshow to get it, you know, because that's how it was then. And now it's been changing all year. So most of this year I've been, you know, I just been, why not? You know, I mean, shit, all the new releases already are shipping. Like it's like, why bother at this point, right? I mean, and plus, I'm not really doing reviews much these days. I mean, Sideshow pretty much took care of that with their Day Zero collaboration with Hot Toys. I don't, you know, unless I really like the figure, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do my own personal review because I just really enjoy this figure, and I want everybody to, you know, hear my thoughts on, for example, you know, like the in-art Joker, right? I mean, I paid for that. That was $1,059 or some shit. It's like $1,100 after all said and done.
Yep.
Something like that, right?
Where is that figure?
I know, but I bought it, so I didn't get there's no hookups, there's no discount, no homie stuff. Like, so you damn know I'm gonna do the review on that figure, because I'm like, hey, we're gonna talk about this figure and its price, and was it worth it, right? Like, I just want to give my honest opinion on it, because I don't do reviews too often, but that's a big one, dude. So, you know, I guess it really just depends.
I think every content creator that's out here needs to review that figure, because
I think so too.
Yeah, what it represents, and the point, was it worth a G and up? You know, was it worth it? Yeah,
it's rough, man. Okay, man. Well, it gets a lot. Macari's good. I've gotten some stuff from Macari. You know, people's just selling stuff off there. I've got some stuff from eBay. It just depends, dude. AJ says your retro reviews are fire. I always watch those when they come. Well, I appreciate it, man. I will do some more. I've just been so busy with work too. You know, it's been mad crazy. Mr. McPickle,
man, come on, Samurai Predator.
I know. I started it too. So I will finish it. I know, man. I get so scrambled sometimes. Mr. McPickle says, so happy to be watching you guys live again. Nice. I haven't watched in a long time. Happy to be here. Well, my friend, thank you so much, man. It's good to have you here. It's always a pleasure, man, when everybody tunes in and gets to, you know, share all our collecting thoughts and opinions and this journey together, man. It's awesome. I love it. But yeah, let's look at this for just a second. I mean, I know we've already looked at this when it was announced, but for those of you who may haven't looked at it in a little while, or maybe this is the first time you're looking at it, bro, I mean, it's
amazing piece.
I know, right?
I know a lot of people talk about the one that I have back here. You know, that's the original DeLorean that's modified. Denobi actually did the same thing with his. Actually, when I saw his video, I contacted the same guy and was able to acquire the parts to get it to do the hover conversion to the original. Like you said, I didn't think this would ever happen at that time. But yeah, it is so good. It's going to be great to have an official,
an official version, right? Not modded.
Exactly. And I'm hearing they're going to be updating things. Like you're going to get the time circuits and the dash are going to light up. You get the back exhaust vents; those are going to light up. So it's going to be
your Mr. Fusion.
Got the Mr. Fusion there. So yeah, it's going to be great. This thing is going to be an amazing piece. And then the wheels, they flip back down. It's going to be, I'm not sure if it's going to roll though. I can't see it rolling with the wheels going up. I don't know how they're going to be able to do that with the electronics with it, but I'm fine. I'm fine with it. You know, I don't plan on rolling it anywhere or anything like that. So
no, this is just going to be a badass display with, you know, our Back to the Future stuff.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you know, I don't know how many people in the chat are getting this. You know, I'm actually going to just, since we're, and we'll talk about the other ones too here, but you know what I want to do? I want to engage here with the, how does this work sometimes, man? I need to create a poll in the chat, and I want to ask you guys. DeLorean. I'm just going to have a yes or no, man. That's it. That's just a very, you know, yes or no, guys. I put a poll in the chat. Let me know, man, if it's something you guys are getting, because you make you wonder, right? Because it's not like it's not current.
Yeah,
it's for us older gen, right? Or maybe some of the newer gen that have grown to appreciate Back to the Future, you know. But I think, do you think it's going to sit for a while?
I'm glad you asked me that, because I don't know. I don't know, because I'm looking at it. I'm looking at, you can still get buy 6 of these on Sideshow right now, which lets me know that people aren't buying it. I think they're waiting for it to come out, and then once they start seeing reviews, I think they're going to go and grab it. I think, believe it or not, I think this is going to sit. I think it's going to sit for a little bit, which is going to be very interesting. But I'm getting 2. I'm definitely getting.
Oh, you
2.
are going to get 2.
I'm getting 2. I am getting 2. So I'm gonna have my one, and I'm gonna have my other one to rock, one to stock. Because even though it's gonna sit, it's gonna be a day when it's gone, and that day when it's gone,
he's gone.
Brother, cashing in.
right, my man. Sean, dude, what's up, man? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're a little loud though. I don't know if you're coming through your mic.
I'm coming through the headset right now.
Okay, it's got a little bit of a crazy feedback and echo.
Let me see if I can fix that.
Okay, like we can hear us through you.
There we can.
Well, it's probably. Let me see if I can turn the TV off.
Okay, maybe that's it. I'm not. Yeah, you hear something, right? You hear.
Yeah, I hit a little bit. Yep.
Just for a second while he does that. Let's look through some of the chat while Sean's doing that, man. First 1.6 vehicle for me.
That's a good one, brother. That's a good start right there.
A lot of people, man.
That was my first vehicle.
Dude, I can't wait for this one, man. I can't wait for it. What else we got in the chat here? Oilers Workshop, my man. What's going on, dude? So what's up? What are we attacking tonight, my man? We're doing talking a little bit about what was released tonight or this week, and of course, you know, I had to bring it up. Sean, I know you're not picking this up because I am, and we're neighbors. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you're already ahead of me with your Marty McFly figures.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, this is it though. But you know what I'm saying, man. This is dope. I mean, as a fan of Back to the Future.
Oh, if a deal comes my way, sure, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, see, I don't know if you had noticed, but they pushed it up, so it's from January to April now. So it's like right around the corner now. Like it's coming out earlier. So,
I'm not surprised by that. But
and that's kind of what I wanted people to see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So it's you know, that's pretty much it, guys, for the DeLorean. We don't really need to talk too hard about it, but I will say we got 42 votes in the chat. It's neck and neck, kind of 48% say yes, 52% say no, they're not getting it. I'm actually surprised. I had thought the nays would be higher.
Really?
To be honest with you. Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of us, it's neck and neck. Now it's 50-50. 50% yes, 50% no.
That
44 votes in the chat.
That makes sense.
Were you saying that you think it was a little bit less because of the size of the thing?
Well, I would think that not many people would be into it because it's Back to the Future.
Older property.
And it's just an older property versus, you know, a lot of some of the newer stuff, say like the Star Wars stuff, right? So
50-50 is about right, because you got
that's good.
That's about right. That's about right, because you got a lot of newer collectors that are just not into this right now. And then it's an age thing. You know, with the older guys, even though we're not that old, but we're still, you know, when Back to the Future was out, I think we were like probably like what, maybe 2, 3, 5, and then we grew up with the sequels and everything like that up until like teenage years. Until up until like I think when the third one came out, I think we were probably like what, 10 when that one came out.
Yeah, what is that? That was like early 90, right? Like 90, 91?
91, yeah.
Back to the Future was what, 1985? 86?
84, I think.
No, 84 was too low.
It's not 84?
No, I don't think it was 84.
It definitely wasn't around 80. It was not 85, so it was before. It was either like 83 or 84.
I thought it was 85.
I think it's 84, actually.
Well, you know what? I'm going to look this shit right now.
I'm going to look at it now. Back. I think it's 84.
No, July 3rd, 1985.
Oh, shit. Well, there you go. There you go.
Yep. I'm looking it up right now because I don't remember. And yeah, and it was right. Back to the Future 3 was 1990.
That was 1990, yeah.
Yeah, so right there, yeah. I mean, I was 9 years old.
I believe
the third one came out.
I believe that's the last time the Skins won the Super Bowl. That's when the Skins won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, you're right, man. So I mean, so that's why I thought we would have maybe more people inclined to be like, nah, I'm not going to get this, right? One, because they may not relate to it as much, doesn't have that nostalgia factor to it, and two, it's $825.
Yeah,
plus tax, shipping, or maybe wherever you get it.
Back to the Future is one of those trilogies, one of those IPs out there that almost every generation, it seems to find every generation ever since the release. Because I think it's one of those type of like sci-fi movies that everything blended so well. Great story, great actors.
Yeah.
That it just resonates with all the generations that came after. So I think it makes sense for it to be 50-50 or just around there, because I don't think, as long as we're around, people are not going to forget Back to the Future.
Right.
And then
so it's kind of like Ghostbusters and
exactly
timeless movies, right?
And then it's a bunch of kids, and there's a bunch of people that haven't discovered it yet. And I think once, all the talk about it, you're going to have some people even listening to this show. You're probably going to go back and like, I want to watch it. Let me see what the fuss is about. And then next thing you know, they're like, well, oh, damn, this is, this is good. I wasn't around for it, but I see the appeal. And then that's when the hunt begins, for the items. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it was like things like Rick and Morty, which then people started like doing research of like what these characters were based off of, and brought them down the rabbit hole to Back to the Future.
Bro, I still have not seen a single episode of that show.
I saw one, and it was hilarious with I forget the Freddy Krueger, their version of Freddy Krueger, and he just kept saying "bitch." It was amazing.
I'll watch it at some point. I swear I will. I just haven't really got into it. Peyton real quick says, "Who's getting the part 3 figures?" Well, I'm getting them, and I know Jay's getting them.
Oh hell yes!
And for what it's worth, I know Denobi's getting them, and then I don't know who else. But as far as content creators, those are definitely. Those aren't things you sleep on.
No.
At all, man.
No.
I want to bring this one up too, though, my man. And yeah, no, I haven't seen it, bro. Tremble Dust. I've never watched Rick and Morty. I never have. We all know that Doc got pushed in too, right? December to January. We it was a few months ago when that happened. But I wanted to, since we were talking about the DeLorean, I might as well bring up Doc, because just as well as I do, and this is why I'm excited. And tell me if I'm being excited for nothing, where we know, and maybe, everybody in the chat may not know this, but this head sculpt is the Back to the Future 2 Doc's head sculpt.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Now, if you guys remember correctly, when they announced this version of Doc and our Marty 2.0, they were announced at the same time. Marty came out as an instant release, remember? Because I was bitching about it. Yep. I was like, damn, I got to wait a year and a half for Doc.
Right.
And then I thought, okay, well, when I saw the pictures, I'm like, it's the same sculpt I already have. It down to the slits on the side of his head to hold the glasses, right?
Right.
So am I being optimistic? I mean, I guess I am, because what I'm thinking is tomorrow evening or Monday evening or Tuesday evening, Doc is going to get released.
Oh, I've already been charged for him.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? So we're going to get blogger photos.
Yeah.
And I'm excited because I feel like we're going to see a brand new head sculpt.
Really? Oh,
I don't.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
You
Are you
think they're
saying
going
based
to
off
give
of
us
the
the
pictures
same
they're
scope?
showing?
This. I don't want to get up and get him. You got him right behind you, I'm sure. But this is the exact same Back to the Future 2.
Oh shit!
Doc Brown head
I
sculpt.
was about to grab him. I was like, no, I'm not pulling him out this point.
Yeah, I don't want to get up and mess with my shit right now. So you know what I'm saying though, right? So
same. Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me, man.
I don't think we're gonna get. I think it's gonna be the same exact head sculpt, and you want to know why? And that's one of the reasons why I got pushed
There's
up.
the slits. There's the
There's
slits.
the damn slits. I think it's gonna be the exact same head sculpt because think about it like this: a lot of figures that we got this year were either reissues,
But not necessarily though. I mean, I get your point. I know where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Right,
Like
we have been getting a shitload of reissue figures this year or 2.0s.
Or figures that they kind of like skip some things on. Like I love Bo-Katan, and I know we've talked about it enough, but you know, the single jointed arms. It's certain things they skipped on to get up because they had to catch up. So to me, it would make more sense that they spend more time on the outfit and the accessories, because those outfit and accessories,
yeah, but let me counter that. Let me counter that. And let me call bullshit on that one, Jay. Okay. Only because this is how I'm looking at it. They show the outfit, they show the accessories when they announce the figure. This is not hard to manufacture. Everything right here. Once they've got it, they've got it.
Yeah.
The most time consuming is the sculpts, and then having them, down the assembly line painted, piece by piece, right?
Yeah.
Announcing Doc and Marty and then releasing Marty right away makes me feel that all of this is easy peasy right here. So the 1.5 year delay, I feel like they just plopped this on for right now as a placeholder.
Yeah.
I hope I'm freaking right, but if I'm wrong, I'm gonna feel a little disappointed, right? Because what if I have?
But that's what I'm saying. I don't want you to set yourself up for that disappointment because, like Kristen Detours was saying, they're in pumping mode right now. They're pumping it out.
They're pumping. Yeah. They really are.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense. I'm not mad. I'm not mad if we get that same head sculpt actually, because I mean that bewildered look that he has on his face. That looks on his face a lot, so I can make it work.
But it's the same fucking sculpt though. Like if you take Back to the Future 1, which is this, then our Back to the Future 2, and then the upcoming Back to the Future 3, and you take all three of these Doc Browns and you stand them next to each other, it's gonna look stupid.
Well, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Like, you got to remember is that the head sculpt for this particular figure should be the same or look similar because it's timeline-wise, as the character goes, he's in the same movie. He's both in 1 and 2 in this iteration.
That's a good point.
Now, 3, if they release 3, that should be different. 3 should be a little bit older and maybe a different expression, all that, but this particular Doc Brown is technically in both movies.
That's a good point.
So it would they don't need to change the head sculpt if depending on which 1 or 2.
So really, it's a fucking gamble. It's anybody's guess.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love for it to have a different head sculpt. I'm praying for it, honestly. But
that's what I'm saying. Like I am too. I'm like, I would be.
But all right, so I'm just gonna say it. So Tuesday, we'll just say Monday morning. This comes out and it looks exactly like this. You're gonna be pissed off, or you're gonna be
kind of a little upset. I'm gonna be a little upset. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still getting it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be upset because I already have this head sculpt.
Yeah,
I mean that's the end of the day.
You're kind of setting yourself up for that, though, because I think. This is what at the end of the day, this is what we paid for. This is what they're showing. Now, if we do get a little surprise and give us something different, I think that would be great. That would be well worth the wait. But I think the telltale sign is this was moved up because it was supposed to be coming out later, but it was moved up. And they're in pumping mode, and they've been doing this a lot this year. It's been a lot.
So is the Back to the Future 3 figures. They got pushed up too.
That's a point there too. So,
I mean, I'm just
We'll see. We'll see. But you know,
on one hand, I'm saying that because hey, dude, we got to watch our wallets.
absolutely.
You know, two, it's that those are brand new sculpts.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I hope. I really hope. But if we get exactly this, regardless, I'm gonna be happy because I'm happy to have.
Yeah, I will too. It's just
I want that. I want that. Ever since I seen this last year, I was like, I can't wait to do that.
I know. Just this is gonna be sick. No, I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna be.
Yeah,
you know,
Einstein in the passenger seat. Come on, even though I know my wife hates that Einstein, but still, just
they never really. Hot Toys doesn't really make good animals.
They don't.
You know, they really don't, man. But this is hardcore because you got Doc, you got the DeLorean, you got the Back to the Future 3s coming right around the corner. We're gonna get into some of this Marvel stuff here in just a second, guys. 102 in the chat, man. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to Brother Cousins as well. If you haven't already, guys, we got some I got some plans we're gonna do later in the end of the year too. I'll talk about a little bit later in the show, but it's like. Think about all this stuff that's coming though. Like, right, you guys said it in the chat. A lot of people in the chat, Jay, Sean, they are pumping shit out, dude. And it's just like we need to cool our. I don't know about you guys.
Girls, let's not have a ruckus. If you'll just give us the monthly check, Margaret, we'll be shoving along.
Can't you get it through your thick skull that I'm...
That's fucking, bro. Like, they are like kicking our ass, dude, this year. And then now towards the end of the year, it's like, yo, I can't keep up. And I get it. Like, we don't necessarily buy everything, but at the same time, it's like, there's a lot. What happens when there's a lot of stuff that you do want to buy? Fuck, man. Batman and Robin are like right around the corner too. Batman Forever.
I won't be surprised. Dude, I won't be surprised they release them before they release blogger photos of Doc Brown. I'm telling you, they're going to drop when we release.
They're going to just fucking drop a nuke on us.
Yeah.
I mean, they do it every December. We've always seen it. Like the past 3-4 years, it's been like boom, 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 boom. But like all this stuff that's coming is shit that I want. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's because sometimes you guys collect to collect, right? And I know we all get carried away sometimes. We buy stuff to complete lines, even though we may not be that interested in, X, Y, and Z character. But the line is complete and it looks cool, so we get into it, right? Well, that's fine and dandy if, you can swing it and what have yous. But when all of a sudden it's character or, release after release after release of shit that you actually do want, right? That's where it starts, like, messing with me. Because then you're like, oh, God.
Well, it's because it's so much and you just can't keep up with it because you don't have that in-between time that you normally have that you would throughout the rest of the year. Like, there's no way that you can just get everything as it drops when they're releasing one after the other, especially like what you're saying, if it's like a whole line of everything you want.
Yeah. Dude, it's insane. Smiley's wondering if we're going to talk about Axe Wolves. What do you think of the figure? Well, absolutely. You know what? Because we kind of segued into some Back to the Future, but we do have some stuff here, man. And okay. I'm going to go first, and then I'm going to ask Jay. And I know, Sean, you're not too into it, but I'll still want to hear your thoughts. But this is Axe Wolves. I don't know who Axe Wolves is. He was a random dude in The Mandalorian who is quickly disappeared without a trace. Right? He's not a major character. He's just some dude, in my opinion, that's dressed in Mandalorian armor that looks more of the same of what we already have. To me, it looks more like a Death Watch Mando. It's very similar, right? Even Bo-Katan to a lesser degree, because of the color palettes, right? Not that it's a bad figure, but this is not something for me that I need to rush out and go buy.
Yeah.
This to me is a bargain bin figure. And I mean that with the most respect for Hot Toys. It's something that they could pump out that doesn't have a head sculpt. They're reusing all the same fabric. They're reusing all the same armor molds. Again, doesn't have a sculpt. It's cool. It could go with the Mandalorian figures. I'm not in a rush to get it. I'll wait for it to get on discount pricing, because it will. It's a 2021 announcement. So, I'm going to go first, and then I'm going to ask Jay. And I know, Sean, you're not too into it, but I'll still want to hear your thoughts. But this is Axe Wolves. I don't know who Axe Wolves is. He was a random dude in The Mandalorian who is quickly disappeared without a trace. Right? He's not a major character. He's just some dude in Mandalorian armor that looks more of the same of what we already have. To me, it looks more like a Death Watch Mando. It's very similar, right? Even Bo-Katan to a lesser degree, because of the color palettes, right? Not that it's a bad figure, but this is not something for me that I need to rush out and go buy. This to me is a bargain bin figure. And I mean that with the most respect for Hot Toys. It's something that they could pump out that doesn't have a head sculpt. They're reusing all the same it's nothing really to write home about. It's nothing to get excited about. It's just another Mandalorian kind of low listed, character in the Star Wars universe. He may play a role in season 3. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's not something I need to go rush out and get. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to pass the mic to you, bro.
Yeah. I mean, you hit it there on the head. And I'm not excited about it, but am I going to get it? Absolutely. I'm going to get it. And you're right. It's reused parts. It makes sense that they moved this up. Once again, we go back to the whole thing about Hot Toys is just pumping shit out. It's reused parts. This helmet, it could be from, pick a Boba Fett. The arm, I mean, we all know that's Bespin Luke's belt. There's some Beskar armor. There's the flight suit. It wasn't a hard figure for them to do at all. Now, with that being said, am I still going to get it? Yes, because I want all 3 of the Night Wolves, of the Owls. I want all of them there. I want that representation. The only thing of it is he doesn't come with a head sculpt. That does suck. That's the thing I have a problem with. But I do understand why Hot Toys did this, because this was anybody could have took a Death Watch figure or and just
kind of kit bashed it
and just made this. And Hot Toys was like, yeah, and they were like, well, you know what? Well, let's go ahead and do it easy money. And that's what they did. It was totally easy money for them. I understand why they did it. Does it kind of suck out? Because the main thing is, if they would have gave us the head sculpt, it would have made sense. But for them financially, it wouldn't make sense because, like you said, who is this guy? He wasn't even in the season finale, and everyone was looking.
He just disappeared.
He was gone.
It was all just the female squad. He was gone.
Yeah.
So, and it's not to say it's a bad figure. I just know what I'm getting. I'm getting a Death Watch. I know what I'm expecting with the material and the qualities of it. Will I get him? Eventually, yeah. I will pick him up, like you said. It's what we talked about earlier. You can complement.
Yep.
Right? So, in that respect, yeah, okay. Carlos, my dude, thank you, my man. $5 super chat, dude. He says, finally, the truth. Well, I'm not too sure what everybody else has been saying, man, but, it's like, again, it's not horrible. And thank you, brother. I appreciate it. It's just, it's nothing to write home about. Like, let me, and I'm only saying this in the sense that, like, okay, if they were like, you can only get one, do you want Bo-Katan or do you want Axe Wolves? It's a no-brainer.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So I don't think it's a bad looking thing. It's just, we'll wait. We'll get it cheaper. Whatever. I'll throw him on the shelf. But he's kind of one of those. Yeah. Where I'm like, okay, he complements the rest of my main crew. It looks cool overall as like a grand display. But nothing to be like, I need to go get this.
He's a complimentary piece at best. Yeah. And pieces and figures and pieces like that. I'll be honest with you, I'll buy them, on discount, but I'm not put it like this. I'm not excited. I'm not running home from work to open up the box. It's like, oh, he came and I set him down. I'll get to open. It's that type of a thing.
That's what I mean. So not in a bad way by any stretch. If you guys are excited to get Axe Wolves, that's awesome. I am not excited to get him. That's what you're saying there, Jay. Like, but I will get him and he'll just go with the shelf. Like, what I'm saying? It's those types of figures that just kind of complement. Like, I was not excited to getting Stormtroopers, but I've got fucking like 10 of them.
There you go.
You know why? But because they're Stormtroopers and they look cool, and we put them together with Tarkin and Vader. It's a nice little empire. It looks cool. So I think having Axe Wolves, having a couple of Death Watch, having Casca and Bo-Katan, all having that kind of all, that's cool. That's totally cool looking. But
he rounds out. It will round out that display, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Sean, I know you're not too into these, but do you have any opinion on that?
Well, that's more or less that's what this should be for. This is for more of the completionists of the collectors. Mm. It's not something that you should be grabbing immediately once he releases or anything like that. You probably just give it some time, wait. He will eventually probably just stay on the shelf to the point where he'll be discounted. Because like you said, he's not that much of a character. There's no head sculpt that comes with it from what we know. This isn't something that I would recommend people to just jump the gun on. Like this, he'll be there for a while, and eventually you can work your way through your collection of getting the items, the characters, and all that you need first. And then he would be a nice way to finish off the Mandalorian set if that's what people are looking to do.
Right. Yeah.
And I think
exactly.
I don't know if that's what like Hot Toys was doing this as a cash grab, because it doesn't seem like it was. Like, it was a figure for them easily to make, and it probably was a figure during the COVID times that they could easily just get production out on. That was a lot easier to do. But I don't think it's going to be one that they were hoping people would just sell out on.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not a. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it's one that don't rush yourself on this figure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, it's a solid release, but it's like just that. It's like it's just a solid run of the mill, 5 out of 10 average. You pick it up if you like Mando. Pick it up. You want to complete it.
If you were doing things like what you normally do, and like try to make like some dioramas or do some photo shoots, or just to have it on the shelf to finish a collection, then it's going to be great. But it's not something that is going to make or break a display.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. Like I'll eventually get it, and I don't know. And I checked it out. He's cool, but it's just average for me, right? He'll go to the Mando line.
You don't get that spark when you see it.
There you go.
No, exactly. Whether it's a spark of excitement or a spark of disappointment, like this fellow here.
Oh God.
That was since we'll just segue into that. Listen, I am kind of impartial because on one hand, it looks kind of cool.
Some angles it doesn't look bad.
Yeah. But you also note they absolutely show 0 photos with the helmet off. I don't think I have the photos on me right now, but I'm sure we've all seen them. Right, without the helmet, it's very. He's just, his forehead's way. It's. I personally think they should have done like the magnetic hair, like we usually have a lot of figures to swap out if you wanted to kind of have that.
The best,
like the magnetic sculpted hair. Like, he doesn't need to have rooted hair. Just give him a.
Yeah, so I don't think it's. I don't think it's like. I don't think it's horrible, but when you wait 2.5 years. I was kind of expecting, I don't know, a little bit more. And honestly, though, it's cool looking. Don't get like right there. It looks cool with the helmet. I think he looks really good. But at the same time, this whole outfit really concerns me. Coming into 2023 and we're doing this all like pleather stuff again still. What do you think, Jay? Because we've had. Do you think it's bad?
Okay. Well, I'll say about this. I don't know what they did with the Loki suit in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
I have the original 2012 Loki, and that suit looks amazing. No flaking, no nothing. It's not. It is immaculate. So I'm not worried about this. I don't think anybody should be worried about it. Really, they shouldn't be. I think it's held up really. It looks like, it looks the way when I pulled it out of the box in 2013, it looks the same way. And that's the old one. So if they can replicate that technology then for this here, I think we're fine. So I don't think anybody should be worried about the suit. Now when it comes to that head sculpt, with the helmet off, it looks fugly. They knew what they were doing, and I knew it was some hijinks. I knew it was some hijinks they was pulling on us.
Right, not showing it.
Some shenanigans when they didn't show the damn head sculpt. When they showed it didn't show the head sculpt without the helmet. So now the thing is, with that helmet on, he looks like a badass. It's way better than the original. Okay, I'm just going to throw that out there. It is way better than the original, and that's not having it in hand. I can tell it looks way better. Even the way that suit is fitted on this new one is way better than the old one. The old one is baggy. It looks like a figure from 2012. It does. This one is way more fitted, way more tailored, much better. So you're getting all of that. But yeah. The 2 to 3 year. Well, it's been 2. It was 2020 when this dropped. Almost 3 years was too much. It was too long of a wait for them not to give us another magnetic head sculpt. And I think they did that to once again save money. Once again, them pumping shit out and cutting corners. They've been giving us some good figures, but they also been cutting corners. And it's like they kind of know, and what I'm seeing, they know what corners to cut, because there's going to be a lot of people that's going to talk about it and be like us and be like, all right, we see the bullshit you're pulling. But there's also going to be a lot of collectors that's like, damn, but he looks good though with that helmet on. And I'm going to keep him like that anyway. So, that's
I guess my question, but I think you've just answered it for me.
Because I would too. If I get that figure, helmet staying on. Because
right, well,
when I picture Loki, it's the horns.
Yep.
So I have no problem with the way he looks with that helmet on.
So, well, before I ask you, Sean, that means you are picking him up, Jay?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Now,
but once again, I'm not rushing to go pick him up. He's going to be around. He's going to be around. I will eventually get him. First of all, I already have a 22. Now, I'll be honest. I had this on pre-order from Sideshow. I remember me and Second Brother actually hit me up, was like, dude, we need to jump on it. I was like, all right, I'll jump on it and I'll get it. And then I got a delayed notice last night from Sideshow saying,
"Oh, really?
Yes, that this was going to be delayed." And I said, "Oh, really?" And I went ahead and I canceled my order, and I got my deposit refunded back. So I can wait to get it.
You can wait. It's no rush. It's a 20. Actually, it's lower than it's before 2021. But usually, if the last, you know what I mean, it's going to be around for a while, I'm sure. Carlos says with the helmet it's a 7, without it it's about a 4. I might actually be a little in agreement though. I mean, with the helmet it is 7 is good though. It's above average.
I would give it an 8, but I think I'm gonna agree with Carlos with this. I'm not mad at that rating. I'm not at all.
Yeah, and again, I don't think it's horrible. It's just that hairline is just kind of unsightly. Then again, somebody could argue, or like Sean was saying, well, you just got to have the helmet on, which is fine. But what if I don't want the helmet on? Right? Because there's a lot of scenes where he doesn't wear a helmet, and maybe I want to take some photos that way, and I'm like, whoa. So, it's not bad. It's just, I think maybe I was wanting something a little bit more.
And what does suck, the fact that I pull out this 2012 version, utilizing the same technology that they used with this one, the head sculpt, at least the hair is way more even on the old one than this one. So I don't know what happened there. And it looks like what we were saying, like the fact that they realized in production that, damn, to make this fit right, to make this work, we need another magnetic hairpiece. Well, we ain't doing that. Fuck that. We're not spending the money. Yeah, so just shave that head down and put the helmet on. And that was the decision that was made. And that causes a little concern for me that they would make that decision. Because I'm like, look, really it cost you that much more to add a little piece of plastic, especially as long as we waited to get
right. That's where I was kind of thinking, I was like, wow, it's really being delayed. Mm-hmm. So I thought in my head, I'm like,
that they were like
they're working on it, right? Exactly, like they're kind of perfecting it or something, making it a little bit better, right?
Yep.
Again, dude, Carlos kind of brings up another good point there, though. Not gonna lie, man, is I do want it, but I do, and we shouldn't have to wait for the TVR President Loki and swap the sculpts, right? Because that President Loki sculpt is amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
So
what that right there kind of tells you, like, what the problem is that we're having is that they can make these really good Loki sculpts and they have it available. So why is it that they're not taking the work that they've done on the newer Lokis and giving it to this updated version? Because it would be easy to do. Like, if they already have this stuff already in pre-production and all that, and they're already working on the TVA and President Loki, it shouldn't be too hard to give the newer head sculpts and all that they're doing into this one, because especially if it's been being pushed back for 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, well, I think probably what happened was they already had done the line, right? They had already done this Loki sculpt,
Like they probably
think
already
it
had
was-
everything ready and boxed up and ready to go.
Well, I think it was ready for production. And then when this all happened, we had the whole coof thing going on in the pandemic, and it was just a lot of shit took the back seat. And, you know, if I'm being real here with you guys, Endgame is old. I mean, when we, you know, look in the terms or, you know, through the optics of hot toy collecting, we're always chasing this dragon, right? Like something pops up and we all get excited for it. And then, you know, a year and a half, 2 years go by, sometimes longer. And that lust for that figure may be gone now, right? Depending on what it is, right? There's that hype that kind of, the excitement comes with it. Oh, look, there's a new announcement. Wow, cool. You know, and all this kind of stuff. And then when time goes by and they're working on this, and then Star Wars is, you know, between, well, let's just say Disney Plus, right? You've got all the Marvel shows, the Star Wars shows cranking out. Like, we need figures.
And when you think about it, like this, you're right. Endgame came out before the first season of Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So when you think about it in that regards, they're done. They've moved on from this. But I will say, I'm not surprised that. Well, I mean, to add your opinion, you don't. Even though people are a little upset about it, it's still not the outrage that we got from the Tony Stank head sculpt. And honestly, I would say this is just about as bad of a tragedy, especially for as many people have been waiting. So I was expecting to see an uproar of people making Hot Toys go back to the well. I'm like, look, we messed up. We're going to give another head sculpt, but you're not seeing that. And I don't think people are going to. I think people are upset. They don't care to that degree.
I think the reason for that, though, however, is that this is Loki. And I mean that in the most realist sense, bro. He
doesn't have that much of a fan base. He does have a fan base, but he's not Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man.
Yeah.
Right? Robert Downey Jr. is the #1 top billed actor for MCU.
No.
Loki is not. He's
true.
probably not even 10th, you know, being realistic with you. Like, you'd have Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pratt, all these Chris's. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of, you know, even Scarlett Johansson was making a decent chunk for a while. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot. Yeah. He's Loki. And that's not to take away from him. But when you have, like, the most paid actor, the most popular in the MCU, arguably, right? And the head sculpt turns out like that. Yeah, that's why they're like, okay, we're gonna correct this, and we're gonna give you a different head sculpt.
You're right.
We'll listen to that.
Also, who's to say that Robbie Downey Jr.'s people didn't have a little say in?
I don't think they gave a shit.
And push.
I personally, like, I wouldn't if I was that loaded and that famous. I'd be like, whatever. There's toys being made of me. I don't fucking even look at them.
I think it was more what you guys were saying, because he was the biggest in the MCU at the time. Probably still the biggest. You know, he is still the biggest. You know, paid actor in the MCU, and their reputation. You know, that figure. The eyes.
Oh, that would have hurt them severely if they didn't work on that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's the whole reason I'm saying it. It's just his popularity is. Yeah. I mean, think about how many Iron Mans they make. There's a reason Hot Toys makes 100 Iron Man.
Exactly.
Those pay the bills, man. They're very, very popular. And when you're getting Endgame, right, the final chapter, and you open that box up, and you're like, ugh. There's a, you know what I mean? That messes people up, man.
Yeah. It's a good point.
Is Ant-Man more popular than Loki? I don't know. That's a good question, though, man. Some people really love those Ant-Man movies, right?
Loki would be more popular, right?
Well, I mean, he has his own TV show, but I guess it's just it's subjective.
Yeah, it depends on the group you're asking. Like, depending on like the type of people and maybe the region you're asking that question to.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Because if it's, you know, any Scandinavian area and stuff, like, well, it depends, right? If you were into the actual lore, I mean, because you know, with the comics, I mean, they just kind of modified Norse mythology with Thor and Loki and everybody and Heimdall. So it's like, cool.
Oh, you know me, that already got my attention. I was like, good.
Right, but as a MCU,
yeah,
it's a different interpretation. So you may not vibe with that. What if you're super into the mythology and maybe even the comics to another extent, and then you're just like, I don't really like the interpretation that they've done in live action.
Well,
But
yeah.
I really like Ant-Man, so you may end up liking that more, right? I'm only asking because Ant-Man didn't get a revised sculpt, so maybe Loki and Ant-Man are in the same level as popularity. Well, I think at the end of the day, it's just because it comes down to Robert Downey Jr. being like the number one MCU guy.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
I would surmise.
And plus, it's just being an Iron Man figure in general, because like what you're saying, that's the money maker for Hot Toys. If Hot Toys messed up an Iron Man figure, that was going to hurt them severely.
Well, and I think even to a lesser degree, you've got Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Now, personally, I'm not a fan of the Fox films, but he's very popular, right?
Yeah.
So, what if they put that Wolverine out and he just looked like crap?
Yeah.
Now, his time has technically kind of come and gone. No offense to him, but you know what I mean. That was the hype in the early 2000s, 2010s. It's exciting to hear that he's coming back for Deadpool, sure, but it wasn't. Those movies weren't as giant as the MCU, and all that starting with Iron Man. So that's a tough one. You're saying my chat's not scrolling. I don't know what's going on with the chat, guys. I do apologize. It should. But we got a couple more figures, man, before we wrap, because it's been a crazy day. It's been a crazy week, dude. So let's go to Doctor Strange, man. So he's out too, man. We're getting bombarded with Marvel, man. It's Marvel madness here, dude. Not a fan. So I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy tonight either, guys. I'm really not. And it's not because I don't collect MCU anymore.
Yeah.
Because I'm still very familiar with these and I still enjoy the movies. It's just I'm not really feeling a lot of these releases. So
yeah.
Let me go right to you, Jay.
And I think that's what it is, and I think the best is yet to come. And I feel that what they've released so far.
The best is yet to come.
Exactly. And it's like they're trying to, I get the feeling they're trying to get out like all the other stuff before the heavy hitters come. I get that feeling. And I definitely feel and with this release right here, like when you looked at my video earlier this week, I was saying, hey, I only have one Doctor Strange, and that's from the very first Doctor Strange movie. I didn't feel compelled to get the one from Infinity War or any of that. So looking at this one, looking at all that he comes with, I'm like, hey, this looks like a good Strange to get for somebody like me. Or if this is your first, or if you don't have a Strange, this could be the one for you to get. But then I looked at the Multiverse of Madness one again.
Right, this is like a gap filler of sorts.
It is. The Multiverse of Madness one, the sculpt on it is way better than this one. And I actually kind of like that. That one actually looks more like the comic book, how the tunic like folds and comes across. So I think that one, I'm more in league to get that one. I still may get this one, but once again, this is a figure that I'm not in a rush to get. I'll get it, but like,
you may get it when it's 30% off or something. You can get a deal. Maybe somebody wants to trade for something that you're keen on.
There you go.
I gotcha. Fat Batman, my brother, man, he's celebrating 9 months of channel membership, my dude. I do appreciate all you guys, all my channel members, man, very much, dude. Keep the lights on here. You really do. He says, great show, great panel, great times. Thanks for the awesome content, my brother, dude. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it, man. Tokenator, I got to bring it up because he's like, just took me to the last episode of Deep Space Nine. I want to cry. I know, man. You got it, bro. You got it. You know that. You know what it was. Carlos as well says, I love the square box accessory from this Doctor Strange. OG Strange sculpt is still the best. And that's what I was going to say, man. Like, the original Doctor Strange is fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
More
than fine. I think he's a great figure.
Exactly.
So for me, I mean, you have to really like, 𝗕𝗘𝗢𝗠𝗘, whatever. I forgot his name, but you know what I'm saying. You have to really enjoy him, right, as MCU Doctor Strange, because then I could see somebody buying 3 or 4 Doctor Stranges.
Yeah.
Right, because you just really love that figure. So totally cool with that if you're into it. But I also feel that way too, right? You have a Multiverse of Madness one coming out. you have a zombie Strange coming out. Like that's for sure coming home for me.
Yes.
I think that's just a beautiful piece. I mean, it's just so wild and out there. I love stuff like that. Not to mention I love the zombies, but you know, that's such an amazing looking, unique piece, right?
Yeah.
So, and Sean, you don't have a Doctor Strange yet, and I know you like him, but the original was a little out of reach. So, is this something that you're into, or would you wait for the Multiverse of Madness, or are you passing on both of them?
No, I mean, I'll wait and see the Multiverse of Madness, or see if this one tends to, you know, go on special sometime. Because you know me, like I'll normally wait for them to go on special. If they're like grails, then then I'll have to bite the bullet. But I'll normally just wait. But I will definitely have to get one of these Stranges because I love the character, and I think Benedict was a great choice for it.
He was. I agree.
So I'm definitely gonna figure out which Strange to get. This one, I really like the accessories that come with it. They look great, so that's definitely a bonus for this particular figure. But I think I'm just gonna wait and see when the Multiverse one comes out and see what goes with this one or that one.
Well, and the thing too with you, as most maybe don't know, because you and I have been friends for like ever, is that you know that I, out of all of them, will get the Zombie Strange. Oh, yeah. And you, out of all of them, will not get the Zombie Strange, right? Like you would either get this one or the Multiverse of Madness.
Well, it's the same thing. It's like you want battle damage Iron Man. I didn't.
Right.
So yeah, but yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I love the character. The actor was great, so I'm definitely gonna have to see what comes along my way and get one of them because I can't pass up a Strange. He's gonna have to be in this collection somewhere.
Oh yeah, and I think this one is cool. You know, as others in the chat mentioned, and Jay, I mean, you do get some cool accessories with him. So it just depends on, do you want these accessories or do you want a multiverse version? You know what I'm saying? So at least you have an option. But I feel like it was just, and again, I don't really think it's Hot Toys' fault. It's kind of the Mando situation all over again, in a way. You know, we got the deluxe Mando with Child, and then shortly thereafter they announced the new one, you know, the Chrome Mando with the head sculpt. So you're like, well, wait a minute, what do I buy this one? Or essentially, you know, this one may be better, or at the very least comes with a head. You know what I'm saying? So it's a tough one.
But I think right now it's a good time to kind of just wait a little bit and sit on it, because I don't think there's anything in the pipeline with the MCU to do with Strange just yet. There's nothing that's set except for some of like maybe the Avenger movies and all that, which are, you know, years out. So right now is a good time to take a look and see which Strangers are out there and which one will, you know, appeal to you. That gives you that spark. Because right now,
keep in mind,
they're not going to pump out like 3 or 4 different Strangers right now.
No, they're not. And like I was saying, keep in mind this is Spider-Man No Way Home. So there are people out there that want to have a No Way Home, right? Absolutely. They may want to have this box right here.
You're gonna have with their Spider-Man from No Way Home, absolutely.
Right. So I get that, but if you wanted a Doctor Strange, perhaps I would lean more towards the Multiverse of Madness version. I don't know. That might just be me.
More too, because the later the MC movies, the more recent MCU projects and the later movies are going to be coming out more. If you notice how their suits are getting more and more comic accurate.
Yes, as far as the MCU.
Did you see the Guardians? Design.
I did. I don't know how I feel about that, because I'm seeing Hot Toys release the whole damn crew wearing the same damn outfit, and you know how I don't like that. I know. I just don't like that personally. I hated how they did that shit to the Fox X-Men. They all wore black suits.
Dude, I hated how they tricked us with the end of First Class.
Yeah, they actually showed some costumes and then nothing. So, yeah. Well, we're going to move on a little bit because, guys, we do have to wrap probably in about 15 minutes. But I do want to say, OG Mando, my bro, celebrating 3 months channel membership. Thank you, my dude. He says, doing good show, guys. Come in and show my support. All right, I know what you're saying, brother. Hell yeah, man. I do appreciate that, man. I do appreciate that. Shout says, I still love my first Strange. but I wish we could buy some of the accessories as extras.
Me too. Yes.
You know, the only problem with that is they're never very successful. And I feel like they do that intentionally because they want you to buy their figure.
Yeah.
You know, you look at Beskar Mando and then Durasteel Mando, and you're like, damn, bro, those accessories go with that figure, so I must get both of them.
Yep.
Right now, you can go and piecemeal it off on eBay or some other websites and just buy them, right? But as far as Hot Toys officially selling accessory packs, dude, it's fucking rare, man. Far and in between, like maybe the Hulkbuster, maybe the Mark 50, right? Yep. Very, very, very few situations where that actually happens. And I see why, though, right? Because they're like, well, we'll just have them buy them both, right? That's kind of how it goes, man.
Yep.
Let's hit this last one, though, man, before we wrap, because it's been a little bit, man. So we got White Vision.
Yeah.
We got White Vision. I think this is pretty badass.
Yeah.
I think this is pretty badass, though, for the wrong reasons. and I think, well, I wouldn't say it's wrong, but for what Sean understands why I like this. What do you think, Sean?
It's because it's more comic accurate to his original release.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because it is.
I like that.
That's how he originally was portrayed in the comics when he first came out in the comics.
Oh, yeah. It's badass.
Yeah.
Do you remember the old arcade game, the Avengers arcade game, and you could play as Vision, and you look like this?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and then they had the other version, but I was like, dude, and then there was like West Coast Avengers and some other older stuff, and it's like, I like it. This dude is fucking great, man. Shout out to homie, bro, because this is like movie still right here. The way he did the lighting on this photo
looks good. Looks like a still. Yep.
It really does. Yeah. I'm like, that is cool, man. That is cool. So for me, I don't know, bro. I don't know, because you know sometimes I dip my toe in
how
there.
You're gonna display it, like what type of lighting, how are you gonna display it, who are you gonna display him with? Because if you're just gonna get him and like museum pose him, I don't see anyone doing that with this figure, because that would just be just like a marble statue when someone's guarding.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
So I don't really know, man. I really don't know if I want to do this. You know, if I did do this, this would have its own. I may get a comic with White Vision on the cover and just have him there as like kind of a representation of Vision. You know, because we don't have a comic book Vision, but this is kind of works. You know, it kind of works.
Just get all the Avengers from the arcade and just.
Right, they had Iron Man, they had Hawkeye, I think they had Black Widow, and they had Vision. Was that the 4-player? I think those were the 4 characters in the arcade.
It was Iron Man, Captain America, Vision, and
was it not Black Widow?
I know Hawkeye was in there, but I don't think it was Black Widow.
I think I'm mixing the game up with the 4-player arcade game G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Because remember
that Scarlet, Snake Eyes, Duke. Yeah.
I don't remember who the 4th character was in that Avengers arcade game. Shit, dude, we're old. But that's the thing, right? So
was it Black Panther?
No, I don't think so.
No, it wasn't Black Panther. I don't remember who it was. We'll have to look it up. We'll have to look up the old Avengers arcade game.
America, Hawkeye, and Vision.
Oh, Cap, duh.
I said Cap. Yeah, it was Iron Man.
Yeah, but
Cap,
I did,
Hawkeye,
and I said Iron Man, Vision, and Hawkeye, and I was like, who's the 4th? Fucking it was Cap. Yeah, it was Cap.
Yeah.
So Jay, you're into MCU more so. I know you've been cherry picking.
Yep.
Comics are a bit different. You know, it depends on the level that you're into, right? You may be more into just being MCU versus, you know, enjoying the comics in your youth, or a mix of both. But I feel like the original Vision might be more your liking. Am I correct, or am I wrong?
Well, I have the original Vision already in the collection, so this one right here is very appealing to me for various reasons. One, his comic book roots. I agree with you. That's, you know, the main reason why I want it. Secondly, you get a lighting effect in the damn head sculpt, which we should have got for all of them. Even the unicorn effect. It's a little hokey. It's a little toyetic, but I still like the option that we have it. But this looks phenomenal. I love the eyes.
It
The
looks
detail
really
in it.
good, dude.
It looks good. This is the best Vision we have that they have made, in my opinion. So I know it's absent of color, but I love the white. I love the different whites. This one at the eggshell white and how it's all in as it all falls in together. Looks really good. So this is really appealing to me. I'm gonna get them. I'm getting it. I may even get another Vision and have both of them fighting, and then have Wanda in the middle. So yeah, I'm all in on this. I'm all in on the WandaVision stuff.
I'm debating because I just love the way it looks, and being in working in toy photography a lot more now. It's like, dude, this is like something I really want to capture. It just sees, some people may think, oh, okay, it's bland because it's all white, right? There's no color, but there's still detail within that white, as we can see. Christian Detour, though, my man, he says, and I agree with him on this statement. He says, I think he should have been a Toy Fair exclusive. Draw more demand with exclusivity. And I think that would have been kind of cool, right? Because with WandaVision, right, you get Wanda, you get Vision. We've got them. Or you know what I'm saying? Like they're here. Wanda's around the corner, Vision's already out. This would have been neat as a Toy Fair exclusive.
Yeah.
It's relevant to the show, as was Darkside Anakin for Revenge of the Sith. He was a Toy Fair. So, they could have done that. And I think that would have been kind of neat. Sure, I agree with that. But he looks really damn cool, man. And kudos to the photographers for like recreating, the battle here between both Visions. And honestly, I don't think this is the last we're going to see of him.
No, absolutely. He's going to be coming up.
As the actor, right, Paul Bettany hasn't been in a lot of MCU movies. He really hasn't, if you think about his screen time.
Nope.
And it seems like he's unleashed somewhere, according to the MCU timeline so far that we've seen in live action. So I can see him coming back like this.
Absolutely.
So who knows? Maybe they'll give us another one down the road. I don't know. Again, this is branded WandaVision, but still think he looks pretty damn good, man. So Jay, you are getting him then.
Absolutely.
But is this a wait and see moment, or are you like diving in to get him immediately?
Dude, this is almost a day one pre-order for me. I just don't
really. So I was completely wrong.
Yep.
I was thinking, I was like, you heard me 5 minutes ago. I was like, I don't know, Jay, am I wrong? I don't think you like this. The more you know.
Yep. The more you know. I'm all in on it. It would be a day. It would be I would be getting it, hitting up 10 cent right now to get it, but I just got charged with, Doc Brown out of nowhere. And that was going to be like my, surprise Hot Toys money. So I was like, well, that's Doc Brown. I really want that. So, but I do want this bad. So, yeah, next week, this will be part. But I'm hearing he's already like shipping from Sideshow. So I'm going to go.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and try to see if I can get it from Sideshow or our guy, Ray from Hawk Wars, see if Ray can get it and get it like that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm in. I want this, and like I said, this actually makes me, because I have already a Vision in my collection, but I don't kind of want to move that one out. But so I may end up getting the other Vision to go along with this one because I do want them fighting, and then bring in Wanda. So I'm gonna have a whole little WandaVision section. But yeah, because I really like WandaVision, and this Vision right here is just damn, it's great.
He looks good, man. He really does. I know, Sean, you don't have a Vision yet. I mean, we did have. The one and only forever was Age of Ultron. And then we did get the new version from WandaVision already, but I noticed that you hadn't really been too keen on picking him up. So, but now we have a white one. Does that sway you any way at all, or just are these more like you just appreciate from afar?
No, I mean, if I come across it, then absolutely, because like I said, like the more and more it gets into it, like the closer they're getting to like their comic roots with their suits, especially recently, like WandaVision, like as soon as that suit appeared, like we knew exactly who she was just by looking at the costume she was wearing. So that to me is a great part of getting the collect and part of these collections is like you got a meld of the MCU, but now they're also crossing over into the comic realm almost with some of their suits, and I love seeing that. That's why when I saw like Cap Captain America and Iron Man. The fact that from going from their original suits to their endgame suits, by the time they got to the endgame suits, they were almost comic book outfits.
Right. They really were. They really were.
Like something like this would be perfect. So yeah, if
I love the simplicity of this photo too.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Like that right
Just like
there,
the
and just having Wanda in between them, like separating them or something, or all that would look amazing in a display of some sort.
Ooh, Sean, you just gave me an idea. I was desperate.
Ooh. Lane Kramer in the house, brother. What's good, my man? Says my White Vision's already shipping. So
nice.
Oh, there you go.
That's pretty damn good, man. So it's been, dude, a lot of Marvel this week, man. And I know we don't have a lot of time. We're already pushing an hour and 40. So, guys, we're going to probably wrap here shortly. I did want to touch on this tonight, but I probably won't. So I'll just say it briefly that hitting all this Marvel releases right now, I'm feeling it, Jay. I know you're feeling it, dude. The year's not over yet. I think we're going to get hit with another bombardment, right? These fucking 105s are firing off, dude, from the shores of fucking Hong Kong, man. And Star Wars is coming, man. You know,
Look,
they're gonna launch them on us. Mando Luke,
Ahsoka?
right? Ahsoka.
Yep.
Maybe the fucking Mando.
Oh, for sure,
Right.
Those three, for sure. Yeah.
I don't know who else, but we got a lot of shit coming.
Oh.
I think Star Wars is going to be the next bombardment. And then, you know, again, AJ right there. Yeah, dude, where is the Wave 2 Attack of the Clones? I don't know. Right?
Yep.
They said it, right? Stay tuned for the next wave of thrills. I remember their little catchphrase and freaking May 4th.
Oh, shit.
Right. Yeah, we have Costco. We've got Jesse. We've got Quill. I think Phoenix is still out there.
Yeah.
So, you know, but we have a lot of upcoming stuff, and they have been pushing forward lately due to the, you know, lower, you know, production runs or whatever, right? They're cranking them up. They're trying. Dude, the prophecy's coming true, man. Everything I said last year, man, I swear to God, it's coming true. Because they don't want to keep having 170 pre-orders.
Yeah.
They need to bring that number down. Well, how do they do that, right? They gotta lower it down. They gotta get shit out quicker.
Because they bought a lot of shit.
I agree.
This year. They've
done pretty good this year. They've done pretty damn good this year.
Yep.
You know, last year wasn't too bad, but I think there's been a big improvement as far as 2022 releases in comparison to 2021, and they are chipping away at that ginormous pre-order list that we have. But and let's not forget we got Doc coming. We got, you know, Batman and Robin probably coming.
Yep.
The Arkham Origins Batman EX suit that should be around here pretty soon.
Yeah.
That is a beast of a figure.
Yes.
So you know what I'm saying? We have some other stuff. I can't think of the top of my head, and I know
You kind of need to get the Batman figure for your signal.
Oh yeah, dude. I know you guys can't really see that right there, but that bat signal's pretty cool, man. From Jazz Inc.
That looks good, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. So I'm digging it. So yeah, of course, dude. Yeah, beefy Batman, exactly. Valiant Archer, dude. I mean, he's a tank. I think the EX suit Batman is akin to the heavy infantry Mando. It's gonna have that bulky kind of that big presence that just kind of overcasts all the smaller figures. You know, you're like, damn, he's like armored the fuck up. Like at the BVS Affleck, that armored Batman was kind of, but I think this EX is even bigger, right? And you know, in comparison.
Yep.
So he probably won't be able to pose for shit, but that's okay. It's Batman, bro. You can just have him in this cool stoic pose and be happy. So
yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. I hope you guys have a good evening, good rest of the week. We'll be back next Saturday. I am working on stuff, man. If you guys are not in the Facebook group, come join Six Skill Mafia because I have some plans going on. We're going to be doing this cool giveaway for the holidays. I can't really talk about it right now, but I'm ironing out the details. I'm doing a contest of sorts, so it is in the Facebook group. We've got some cool stuff that we're giving away. We've got some Hot Toys we're giving away. We got some other related Star Wars and other kind of cool. I don't want to talk about it right now, but I got a cool few giveaways, dude, that we're going to be doing this whole Christmas time towards the end of the year. Because as you guys know, Christmas Eve falls on a Saturday night.
That's right.
So we will be doing our show Christmas Eve, man. So if you guys can't tune in, it's okay, because it's all about participating in the Facebook group. So if you have to catch it on the replay and you happen to win the contest by what I'm going to be setting up here, which I will fill out. I'll fill out the details in the Facebook group. Then you guys will still have an opportunity. It's not just a random giveaway. It's a contest, man. So you guys gotta do some cool shit, man. And I'm gonna fill out the details and we'll see from there. But other than that, man, Jay, of course, as always, Sean, it's been great having you here, man. Go check out Brother Cousins if you haven't already. Sean's my man. He's on Instagram. He posts occasionally. Toku Collector. Go check him out. If you haven't, I'll put the links in the description below. Hit the like on the way out. If you guys are watching on the replay, appreciate it as well, man. Subscribe if you haven't. We are on the road to 4K, ladies and gentlemen. We are out of here. You have a good evening.